Okay. Good evening. Please confirm that I am audible to you.
Yes, sir, you are audible. Thank you.
If anybody has something to discuss, miss, 4 or 5 minutes it will take because there are only 18 people over here. So in case somebody has to discuss, they are welcome to speak. Miss. Till some people join more, I will start then. If you have something to discuss, you can let me know.
Sir, good evening.
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, you shared a paper in the morning. I was going through that paper, and on that paper, you have written a disclaimer also.
Yes.
Uh, can we submit these kind of papers for publications?
No.
And they are just for personal use among the students only, right?
Personal use for or like a work in progress that I have an idea this mind. So whenever I work on it, so till then nobody should use it. So that I can
Okay,
claim it that it's mine, and then whenever I want to develop it as a publication, I will develop it.
right.
Because of
Sir,
my models are floating. Many people are joining. Means to be very truthful, just to take the content, it's fine. But to take the content, I don't have any issue. But the content should not be come back to me that I cannot use my own content. So that's a safety net for me. That this is the first time it's already there. How can somebody else claim it as it their own innovative idea?
sir, I have a question. This is Yugandhar. Good evening, sir.
Yes.
So, sir, in your engineering college, BITS Pilani Engineering, um,
Okay.
now are you guys actually teaching computer science engineering, any programming? Are you guys actually teaching? I mean,
So I
I'm
am I'm a faculty at in MBA department. We have a course of MBA in business analytics. So we have a course computer engineering. I'm not a faculty. That is first disclaimer is that. Second disclaimer that we in business analytics we have programming courses. So we teach R programming, Python, and in Power BI we have the DAX and SQL and all the students learn.
Sir,
So
actually, my question was, I mean, in general, even if I know you may not be teaching, but um, the general practice that now that the AI tools are out,
mhm.
the lot of the coding is done. We used to let's say use VS Code or whatever IDEs that are there.
Yeah.
Now most of them now actually cursor. If you take cursor, you might have heard cursor and
Vibe
lovable.
coding, you are telling that AI does the thing. We give the prompt, the code comes in. So what? So I think your question will be what you are doing over there, right?
No,
How
sir,
to,
actually, sorry. What I was saying was that
Mhm.
fundamentally we used to go to the VS Code or whatever to do our own coding. I mean, starting from
Okay.
scratch.
Okay. Yes.
Now, vibe coding is more for like these rookies, right? I mean, I'm not talking about like true engineers are actually have been using either cursor or lovable or windsurf, that type of thing, where they do part of the coding, but they use one of these tools for boilerplate type code.
I'm
So
not getting the question. What is the question? Can you come to the
yeah, my
question?
question is that are you actually encouraging the students to do that, or are you actually trying to asking them to learn from the scratch?
So we are applied, right? So this is like for the first time in India. I mean, India is slightly lagging behind because policies are not set. Every institute has. We have just like last week constituted a generative AI team in which I am not a part because every computer science faculty is a part in it. But they will make the policies after 2 months when the new academic year starts. The word is that at every course should have 20% AI component. So how
Hmm.
programming course will have that AI component, maybe like AI assisted coding or something like that. So it's while I will discussing one kind of pattern that is scaffolding that AI assists you to learn initial steps and slowly those wheels are removed. It starts
Hmm.
giving you hint. Just if I know, I'm not sure you were there in the yesterday's class, but AI will assist you when I showed you the ethical guardrails will
No,
assist you to write.
yes, I saw it, sir. And actually, I do the same thing.
Yeah,
I do the same thing, but actually, I teach computers, I mean, programming here at my college. So now the thing is that these most of my students are not from any programming background. So
yeah.
now I mean, if you don't teach fundamentals, they cannot debug even if the code is given by the AI tool, right?
Hmm.
So now the big dilemma is now, I mean, how are we going to manage this? I mean, it's very difficult if you don't teach the fundamentals. But whatever we do, they are actually, whatever assignments that you give, whatever that we do, they are actually, going through the tools and coming and submitting the assignments. How do we make them learn the fundamentals? Or is it
So to
necessary?
make it is necessary because again, yesterday I was also referring to for the past 2 days. If you don't know the content, I was giving the example that I want to become a medical doctor, not a doctorate in marketing, but I want to become a medical doctor, and I ask AI to teach me. But I have no capacity to evaluate is the text right or wrong. Then it is very harmful that I
Hmm.
start become what in Hindi we say jhola chap or in like a fraud doctor. If I learn what are the common symptoms of some of the diseases, and I say today so I stop becoming a marketing doctorate. I am a medical doctor. I put a shop, open a small clinic. So that will be an issue. So the way you emphasize the why the need, you have to tell your students why it is important to learn at least the basics. Uh, Maybe you have to tell some way that they learn why it's important. The first thing was like I draw the analogy, the case writing workshop. So the case writing workshop is writing the case. I mean, that's why I give you a pre-read. It's not totally a case development workshop. I teach you everything about how the case looks like. But I have already published 6, 7 cases before generative AI came, so I know how the case looks like or how the case is layout is. So now I'm competent enough to generate a case and evaluate is this really a case, a business case or not. So
Sir,
that has to be communicated.
but fundamentally, then our teaching methodology has to change now.
Yeah, so that is why you are here to understand how we can adapt to our teaching methodologies. AI policies will come sooner or later. Your NEP already says artificial intelligence has to be incorporated.
No, actually,
It-
sir, thank you. I mean, I think what I am thinking is, so now this changes from cohort to cohort, right? I mean, even within your own college, one group may be actually smarter in getting understanding something, the other group is not. This because this involves
Yeah,
now technical skills, communication
adaptive
skills.
adaptive learning styles have to be uh, maintained. Adaptive learning
Mm.
styles as per the needs cohort to cohort, as you are rightly saying. So that is what we are also going to look somewhere down the line, that today ask us questions and adapt those questions based on the answer. If the question is not answered properly, give an easy question. If the question is answered very in very detailed way, give a tough question to the next question.
And this becomes very subjective now.
Not, it is not subjective, so you will understand why it's not subjective.
No, no,
It's
no, sir.
adapt.
My students, when I go, because each student is should be looked at differently. Maybe small groups, not each student,
Mhm.
but
Mhm.
the small groups have to be. I have to really understand who these are, then teach them accordingly.
You have to make an average persona. Average persona.
Yes, 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 yes. That's what I actually meant. That's the right word to say. So we have to make that, and then I mean I
Yeah.
cannot come up with a standard curriculum and then teach that to everybody every year now.
Yeah. Till the things, because AI also keeps on evolving. Till maybe 2 weeks ago, 2 months ago, the GPT, your GPT was not having memory function. Now it's having memory function. Tomorrow it
Yes,
will evolve more. It will come some other function. So this is a very challenging path which we have to take.
and faculty should understand this first.
Yes, obviously, sir, because both people are different. So now, sir, please give me time. It's already 8:05,
Yes,
and
yes.
now, Miss, some people have requested, as you see, to keep the mics on. I'm keeping the mics on, but I'm truly telling what will going to happen. My personal experience, that some people, I was taking class at IIM Indore. I was given 2.5 hours of lecture. I took 10 prompt patterns. I'm truly telling this was a real life experience. I took the class, and it was a marketing professionals, working professionals. One person started, and it became a doubt fest, or it looked like that I also need to ask. So by the end of 1 hour 10 minutes, out of the 10 prompts, I was able to cover only one prompt. So as a sample exercise, because today is a sample session, I'm keeping the mics on. As you requested that we need to have live class, but you have to understand down the line that managing 125 in one class, some control has to be mentioned. But you want, I am giving you that right today. But in case it doesn't works out, so from tomorrow I will go back that only towards the end I will allow mics on and chats are always on. But it was the personal experience that I'm in there, and then it came that the instructor rushed. The instructor didn't rush because you force the instructor to rush, because the content has to be covered. If a 10 prompts agreement was there that I will cover 10 prompts, because I'm not a faculty over there, I was given an invite to take that lecture, and everybody started. 57 students. I work in this industry, so tell me about it. How this persona will work in one persona pattern? I got 40 questions. I was answering all, but it wasted. Means it took a lot of time. It's your choice. So other than that, some person has wrote that this files are confusing order. It's not. It's sequentially. You are not able to understand the pattern in which the files were shared with you. That is the issue. Uh, I go back. So if you are not familiar with your is this folder. So every zero thing was introduction. Everything that was part of the first day was zeroed, or I need you to get familiar with it first. Then all the one underscores are what we are currently dealing with. All the two underscores are what the future sessions will have with after prompt engineering main box block is done. And then all the 10 underscores are your additional things to learn. Not part covered code, but just from me that I've said, because today's lecture somewhere I will touch Bloom's taxonomy. I cannot assume everybody is familiar with Bloom's taxonomy. So I've just put, most of you would have heard the word, most of you may be familiar with, but I cannot every time ask, do you know or do you not know? Any a person once doesn't know, they can click this 10 underscore boost from me and just a one-page document get familiar with. Rather than asking, excuse me, sir, can you tell me I am not familiar with Bloom's taxonomy? It's here. Today's lecture will touch Bloom's taxonomy at some point in time. So, and the second comment is turn off the videos. So yes, today I have used my host controls and I have turned off the videos. So the red things I want to emphasize, other than things, and this speed. So some people are claiming that given more practice time during session, cover less points. So that cannot be done. Reduce the pace versus some people are selling the speed is very low. So I think this is a cancellation. The speed is fine, at least for now. I will keep slowly pushing the pedal, but both sides are there. So that is not a point of major concern, because only two comments are there. And none of the videos was addressed. please quote examples of finance or whosoever gave this, sir. Maybe pardon me, but if I'm not taking it, but sir or ma'am, whosoever, but I have given your example. When I ask someone to read, so you read whichever relevant it is you. Every language is almost the same. So if an HR person is reading design assessment questions in their context, you are reading the same design assessment questions in your. So somewhere here the world was Bloom's taxonomy, so I made that document. But uh, in your, I've taken care of all the major, 90% of the professors over here, and I also showed you the video. Those who are not there, the video is there. You can adapt the same example in your context. Then to the critique, whosoever said that this thing is too basic and 90% are knowing, so I don't think 90% are knowing. That was a very bad assumption. So anyhow, to make, because this was not a closed group. This was not a group that was people are there spread apart from all over India. So there was no, it's like all the students of bits are not here, so it should not an assumption to be made that everybody is knowing. So this is basic. You are knowing is a different thing. Everybody is knowing. So it's a very bad statement to make. Now, just moving before starting today's, any other thing, just put in the chat for now. I wanted to tell you why this is not basic, why it helps me. Another example that I give you, apart from R Python, I will use that few short example only. Whosoever it was, or in general, people might think that this was very basic. I tell you why it was not very basic for me. Okay. So this is one of the courses that I have proposed that I wanted to teach generative AI. So like generative AI for business analytics that I have made a proposal. The problem that I was having is this course description. Okay. So this course description I made an error over here. The error I made is the bit standard descriptions are like any course you read, digital, the first one. They are very small, like they are not uh, elongated verbose text. They are like keywords, 1 to 2 words description, 1 2 words, comma, 1 2 words, comma, 1 2 words, comma. So I made the description, and so I made the description wrong. Okay. So now I show you in less than a minute how I gave back this document without wasting time that they expected I will take 1 week, but how in a minute my work was done using a simple few shot example. What I did was, so I picking anything like, okay, the digital technologies, any random course. I have just used, where it is gone, the snippet. I'm copying it. I'm going to my cider and I have to put the cider on my main screen. So now my cider is here. So I'm telling, hmm, I wrote the following course description. Just attaching the image so that I don't lose it. I need to attach. So I'm getting the wrong course description, which I made. I'm copying it. Yeah, I wrote the following course description for a Gen AI course. So I write it. I just copied the complete text whatsoever was there, and to show it that it is this course description, I demark it separately. The issue is the course description is not in the format as required. Please keep your mic up if you are not having anything. The issue is that it's not in the format as required by my institute. The format needed is shown in the image attached. Please reformat my text in the same format. So I copy this, I show you. I just paste it randomly at some place, white place that I can get over here. Work done in a fraction of second. I delete it, sent it, go back. Oh, of course, I will read it. Just quickly, I will read it. But work done. So it's why I invested a lot of time in foundation, and today also I will invest a lot of time in the first one, in this column that I'm going to do. Down the line, you will analyze only the first three columns. If you master the first three columns, your productivity will increase not even 100 times, maybe 200, 300 times. The only thing is that you do not have to tell your boss your productivity has increased. Else you will get 300 times of workload also. Somebody's mic is on, and that is an issue, always happens. Now I have to locate that mic. Please, I'm removing the mic controls. You can raise your hand, but turn off the microphone. I've removed your microphones. Now it will be silent. So don't tell your boss that you can do the work in a minute. Always claim that it will take some 4 or 5 days, else you will get 5 times the workload. And whenever the case writing will be done also, you will see I wrote a very basic prompt. Only thing is that I know how to evaluate a case. I wrote a case, very basic fundamental prompt. I will show you. Maybe after 2 days, we are having the case 1 and 2. So we will learn that. So why this few short example is not very basic. Means you have to, was not very basic for me. My work is done. Productivity increase manifold. So this was example. Now I come. Any doubt from previous turn, yesterday's? Or should I move ahead? Any doubt? Please type in the chat. While I set up my system, I'm closing this to show you. This was done. I need a fresh chat now. Anything is needed? It's not needed. Just let me go back. Which slide? Analytical patterns. No, team collaboration, interaction patterns. This is also, this will look as very basic, but it is very important. Please be very careful to understand all the 5 patterns that I have brought for you under this head, the interaction patterns. And as usual, I will tell you in basic language. Then the task will be, we go to the course description document. Oh, there are so many documents. I have to close the ones which are not going to use. Sample case is not needed. Bulletin is not needed. Protein work is done. Now it's fine. So we will read the description from that document that you have. After persona, we have completed, ethical guardrails completed. And then we will do example. If I have a simple example, I will tell you a simple example. Or if I find that the slide is simple enough, you will do that. Okay. So now I'm coming back to the interaction pattern. And just let me go to the full screen mode for myself, so that I can see you all better. Yes. Fine. Asking questions to GPT. Can you do this, do that? But there is also a way in which GPT can ask us question, or GPT can ask our students our question. Okay. This is, I will tell you 2-3 different ways in which this is practically applied. Then we will go to this difficult, not difficult, but slightly elaborated contextual statement. But I will show you very simple way what does flipped interaction means and what it can do. Flipped interaction means GPT asks us questions, we give answers, and then GPT uses it to give us some better responses or do the task. The critical thing is, in the flipped interaction, your first line, or means initially you have to tell what the goal is. Okay. And then you can stay quiet. You can, let us say, I want this same example because there's this example that is coming to my mind. I want to develop a course outline for a generative AI course, let us say. So I will say the goal is, I want to develop a course outline. Not a course, even for a course, to be very, very confusing for a course. I tell nothing. I stop over here. Only thing I need to write for a flipped interaction is that ask me question one at a time, and use the responses I give to give me the answer. So here I just need to add, the goal is I want to develop a course outline for a course. Even I'm not telling what course it is, what kind of outline, how many trimesters are there, how many sessions are there, what evaluation is there, this and that. I've told nothing. I've just written one small thing that I want to develop a course outline for a course. Ask me questions one at a time. The reason is there, somebody may be curious why one at a time, because the questions, if you do not write one at a time, it may give you 5 questions, 15 questions, 20 questions to answer in one go. And as I was discussing in the past two turns, if you do not answer every question, you may skip somebody's slightly got executed. It will think only, suppose there were 10 questions and you answered only three and somehow the enter got pressed and the answers went. It will not come back to you to answer all the remaining seven. It will think that this is the only information that I can use, and it will give you an output that will be problematic for you. And the second thing is that if you go one by one, means we are also we will you will slowly learn that to communicate, you may sometimes gives more information that the question was initially asking. So the follow-up question, GPT will adapt. Suppose you answered a couple of things which was not already asked, and GPT wanted to know those things also, but it will not ask you again. It will say, okay, this information has come. So the adaptive questions will happen, and the adaptive dynamic, whatsoever you want to say. So the questions will happen, and the task will be done easily. So I'm going to say that flip interaction, I want to develop a course outline. Ask me questions one at a time and use the responses I give to give me the answer. I press execute. So the first question is very logical. What is the main subject? Very right. So I say, let us not generate, I say, let us use some simple thing, marketing or like finance. I use accounting. Finance people said that I'm not using accounting. Using finance example, accounting. What is the main subject or topic of the course to develop? Accounting. Great. So it is telling developing accounting course. Let's continue building the outline by understanding what the level of accounting is intended for. It is trying to ask me, it will keep on asking me. I say introductory, beginner, intermediate, advanced, undergraduate, postgraduate. I say, let us say intermediate for MBA students. So and so forth. It will keep on asking at one point in time. It will say, now I have enough information and I will give you the output. This is one way. This is one way of flipped interaction. Also, either it will come in adaptive learning or somewhere down the line also, but here also you can do the same exercise, which that pattern will also get linked, but I wanted to show you over here only. So if I will keep on answering, so somewhere down the line, outline will get generated. So this is one way. But I will tell you the other way also. For our own personal checks, suppose I say that I have learned linear regression topic. Okay, let me type to show you. Uh, I have just learned simple linear regression. Ask me objective questions. Ask me 5 objective questions. Sorry. Okay, 6 is fine. 6 objective questions. One at a time to check my learning. Give me, either you can say give me feedback after every question or give me feedback at the end. It's your choice. I will say give me feedback at the end. I will just proofread it. I have just learned simple integration. Ask me 6 objective questions one at a time to check my learning. Give me feedback at the end. It's fine. What has happened? I will happy to test knowledge of simple integration. Let's start with the first question. Okay, I have to write. I want objective test. I want the questions to be MCQ style. Now it has one question at a time. Please refer A, B, C, D. So what is the primary goal of simple linear regression? So I want the class to answer. What is the primary goal of simple linear regression? A, B, C, D. People wanted data analytics, right? So data analytics is also on. Type on the chat. Type on your answer in the chat. Just A, B, or C, or D. Okay, so most of you have given the correct answer, that is C. So I say C, and I keep on moving ahead, and then it will ask me another question. So which of the following assumption is not typically required for a simple linear regression: linearity, independence, multicollinearity, or homoscedasticity? For a simple linear regression, please remember. Now let us see, this is a slightly tough one. A few people have answered, but yeah, because in a simple linear regression, there is no second predictor variable, so the answer is C only. So and so forth. In this equation, what does beta naught represent? So I will keep on answering the at least slightly faster. That's a y-intercept. That's the intercept line, and so I will answer B, and then we move forward. That's right. And which method is most commonly used to estimate regression coefficient? So that is B. And the last one, or the one more will come. The coefficient determinant R square represents. That's again a B. No, sir, it's not an A. Means I just not a data analytics class, so I will not focus on what you are getting wrong, but I will just showing how to what's the task at the end. So, which of the following statements about residuals in simple linear regression is true? The residual, the sum of residuals should ideally be greater than zero. Now, should be zero only. Large residuals indicate a better model fit. No, it should represent the difference between the predicted and then no, that's A. Now all the 6 things are done. So now it is giving me this feedback. So this is like a flipped interaction. You can also check any topic you feed, tell that I know this topic, but ask me questions. Some other pattern, fancy pattern name will be there that will not say the flip interaction, but this is like how you can check your understanding or your student understanding by saying, give the topic, let it ask. Even also you can write those more, that making a text more verbose, that ask me adaptive questions. If I answer, increase the difficulty. If I answer wrong, decrease the difficulty. It will adapt. So now I bring the description so that for just quickly read. I hope most of you have read, but still, I for a second I will keep it for the flipped interaction. And if you are comfortable, means let me know. But I have given you a task to read, but still, I just put for 30 seconds. And today there is no break. We keep on sitting till 9:30, 8 to 9:30. That's a standard 190 minutes class. So don't say that we need a break. We keep on sitting till 9:30 non-stop. There is no today dinner break. So if you have read, so let us quickly see the contextual statement that was slightly more. Now there's a more verbose kind of contextual statement. Generate thought-provoking questions about topic. This is again that placeholder. You write the topic name over there. Begin with foundational question, then increase the complexity. That is what I was telling about adapting. But please understand. No, sir. No, ma'am. Yesterday I discussed that free GPT wants to learn from your data only, so it has to remove the restrictions. More or less. It more or less. It wants to take your data, so it has removed the restriction. Other models are having their limitations, but right now the fight is to make the model data better. And right now all the net data they have absorbed, they need the data that we are curating. So if you are familiar or if you're getting the news, many think 2 months free subscription, 3 months free subscription to college students because they want the data for free. And that is why temporary chat, this and that, people generally don't see the fine prints and they say, okay, and then your data, your new data is getting go to them. If you have not made an account to that, that will have a limitation, Pratiksha. If you don't make an login to an account, then it will say do that. If you make a login account, I don't think yesterday anybody had any limitations. Please let me know if anybody had limitations, but I don't think nobody said yesterday. I asked them to make an account and nobody was having an issue, right? Give me a thumbs up. Yesterday nobody had an issue. All most of the thing ran. Maybe you ran something very heavy, or your text was too verbose. Miss question limit may not be there. There are always a limit number of the amount of text that can be processed. So some maybe today or tomorrow, once at one point in time, I will tell that do not try to give everything in one go. Do it piece by piece. Then only because technical side will say that there's an attention mechanism. So if you tell to do all the 10 tasks in one go, GPT will may not do all the 10 tasks. So you have to be systematic in doing the tasks, depending on the task you have given. So this we have read. So now quickly go to your, if you want to run some example, you can run your example of your choice. Miss, try, do you have any question? Just let me know. Cognitive verifier. No, it's just before this. Interaction pattern. So all the three patterns are there. So any pattern that you want to run, just quickly run it. But I have shown you how it works. All the three examples are there. Whichever one you want to run to your GPT, go and run. Then I will shift. Once I give a couple of thumbs ups or any doubt, you can type or let me know. Else I will move to the next one after this. You see the goal is very clear in every prompt that you are given. The goal has to be very clear. You have to tell what kind of questions to be asked can only GPT ask when you tell exactly what I want. Design questions that lead to discovery about brand identity, consumer perception. Design questions that lead to discovery. Somewhere you have to very clearly write what I want to do, what I want you to do. There is no mandatory requirement to write everything. This you can always skip. If you do not want, you can skip this. But key things cannot be skipped. What is the goal has to come. You cannot skip the goal. Writing, this is like you tell that this is the basic level of understanding because what may look basic to you, like yesterday was happening, right? What was very basic to one person, it was not basic to anybody else, though at least those who gave the feedback. Nobody else wrote that this was too basic. Pace is okay, different thing. So rather than this statement is just like a safety net that you wrote that this is basic for me. This is the first for the GPT understands. Okay. So let me know if you are running or not running, or should I move to the next one? I just got only one thumbs up. I need only not. I cannot allow one person to guide me, so I need 15, 20 thumbs up. Then only I will move. Okay. So now I move to the next one. Maximum 10% that is. Yeah. So this limit thing, yeah, this is I wrote in rest. Alternatively, ask me enough questions to help you achieve the task. Now, be prepared. It will not stop. Like it may ask as many questions as possible. If you are ready to give all the answers to a better response, for a better response, please, you can also write alternatively, ask me enough questions. This is totally loose end. then GPT will keep on asking till it gets satisfied. If you put limitations that ask me 5 questions, ask me 4 questions, then it will do its best with that 4 question limitation, 5 questions limitation. It's your choice. That's why I edited it today only when I was revising once more. So done that. So now I move to the question refinement pattern. This was somebody, many people use WhatsApp to communicate to me, and one of the thing was, sir, is it how should I know that this prompt is the best prompt? What I've written is the ideal way of prompt. Is this the best prompt or not? One thing I showed you yesterday that how to club the prompts when I said that I wanted bullet points and this is not bullet point, give me bullet points. It gave me a prompt back that you should have used this point. So that technical name of that pattern is the question refinement pattern. In this, suppose I show you the live example. This time I will go to the image. I will show you the live example so you will understand what I try to do. Just give me a second. This time my Google screen is coming, right? So rather than this, always examples help. The words are people get confused. Just give me a second. I want to go to the painter. So the thing is that before the workshop, one person asked me, said, "Are you going to teach images, drawing images?" I said, "No, the images is not part of this workshop. Drawing images means focusing on high quality images. It's not. But I want to show this any tool how this works in real time. So I am very poor in describing images. So what I do is so I was playing my hand, so I need to have a new canvas, else it will understand thing. This is a thing. Give me an image of a birthday party. Okay. So now this is you have to understand this is a one line. It will give me an image. Suppose I execute it. Okay, I am executing it. Give me an image of birthday party, but it will try its best to whatsoever image. I have not tell it's the birthday of a boy or a girl, it's a birthday of a baby or of a woman. So it will generate something randomly based upon whatsoever it trained. So it gave me some image that there are two kids. So there's some birthday party. Now other thing is what I can do. Give me again. I'm at least I will just copy this first part. Okay. Now this if you are able to see at the bottom where my mouse is, it says optimize the prompt. Optimize the prompt is nothing but refine the pattern. Basically, I'm asking to improve my question. That is what I'm asking it to do. So now if I click it, so it was I have unlimited account, so it doesn't matter to me. It will improve this. Now, for your understanding, I just copy it so that I just click use. So now that one line has got lots of details to it. So the more details I give to the system, the better image will come. So now if we quickly read that now it is describing a scene, it is visualizing a scene. It is a vibrant birthday party scene unfolds in a spacious backyard filled with blah blah blah. Balloons are here, something is here. Now that one line, that the randomness that was given by that one line is totally removed. If the thing is that you have to now read it, do you want this? If you do not want this, you can manually edit it. If you want something else, you can always write. But I'm not writing it anything, but you can always edit it. If this is not the thing, you can always ask to regenerate. You can always ask, I want this also. That's a different thing. But that one line, based on its information, it thought that if I have these many more informations, I could give a better image. Now let me run it. Now you see a vibrant birthday party scene unfolds. Backyard, it's a backyard with colorful balloons floating against a blue sky. Here, balloons are floating. A large round table is here, draped in a cheerful polka dotted blah 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 blah. So everything, those who are following it, you can read it and see that image matches it. I can enlarge the image, but then the text will go slow. Let me see if I can enlarge and text doesn't go. Yeah, text will slightly go. This is the image. The unicorn is here. Everything is here. So this is why Miss I didn't go because I'm very poor with describing the image. And then if I take the image class, I will every time use refine the prompt, refine the prompt, refine the prompt. But this is the thing. And now I come back to your context. Question refinement, I showed you the example. The example I showed you, now you can simply read in your education context how you can use. You can use yourself because you may be finding it challenging to develop a better question to discussion. You may feel that I'm asking to summarize the case. I'm asking to write bullet point summary. Can I ask a better, interesting question? But you are not able to think outside the box. What kind of creative questions can I ask? So you can say that help me refine this prompt, and then you tell that what you want to test. So this is the thing. The basic student question needs improvement. Basic question. Transform it into more sophisticated inquiry means improve it. Focus refinement on deep learning concepts, because this is what I deep learning. This is I'm giving the context what kind of questions I am looking forward to, and suggest multiple versions with increasing complexity. So as the task was that I pull up the description for quickly. The sooner you give me a thumbs up for reading this, then I will show you the example. I have done the explanation part in simple terms. In education context is improving our questions, improving student inquiries, so on and so forth. The class can only take the pace at which your thumbs comes. Thumbs are very important. You are director of the class pace. Once you say the thumbs are here, I will say, okay, fine. So the thumbs are there. So now you can run any example of your choice, whichever suits you. And again, those who were just reminding, those who are asking about the slide, my slide is nothing, but it is just like copying this text on one slide and copying this second text. Now for next 2 days, this will only happen. So there's no need for any slide. In case there's something new, I will share it, but there's nothing new. It is just like copy paste slide. There is a sub slide, title slide, context statement, and an example. Everything else is the discussion that I have. And I do not keep too much text on my slides. I keep them simple. A couple of thumbs up have come. Anytime I have a doubt, just type on the chat. Okay. So now I move to right. Wait, just a second. I skipped something. Where is the cognitive verifier? Just give me a second. Let me check. Okay, it's in the next set. No issues with that. So the next is the role play simulation method. So one of the participants was asking me yesterday also. So the role play simulation first, because this contextual statement is very interesting. Yesterday also when I was discussing, just read the first left-hand side. There are two ways in which this pattern can help you in the class. First thing is real-time training. So you say that you GPT act as an HR manager, taking an interview, HR manager working in any XYZ firm. Suppose that firm is coming, you are in in the placement cell, you are managing the placement cell, and tomorrow some placement is going to happen, and there is always an HR guy, then there is always a technical guy. So you can say, ma'am, let me complete, then I will open the queue. Uh, so you can say that what I was telling. Yeah. So you can say that HR guy is coming. Now, GPT, you behave as an HR guy working in that kind of firm. Ask me questions as that guy was asked one at a time, and I will act as a respondent. And then you can say that ask me enough questions or ask me 5 questions, 10 questions based on the HR person will ask and give me the overall feedback how I performed. And there is some, if I recall correctly, there is some star schema or some framework that goes in HR terminology. Maybe the HR person can write. There's some framework in which this interview pattern is. I'm just forgetting the name. On which they review that how the performance is done. So in case if I types in the chat the correct name, I will use it. Some star or framework or people use this. But anyhow. You can say, and then yeah, star method. So is the right word. Thank you. So star is the right word. Like a situation, task, analysis, and R is for something. Situation, task, analysis. Please, Soumya, if you can write all the 4 words, other participants can learn. So also see what we are method result. So situation, task, analysis, and results. How I did on this. So you can say that act as in task. Do give me feedback based on star method. That is what the last thing is written. So then it will work in that manner. You can train your students before the actual interview happens. Tell that act as a technical person who is from coming from this company and ask me questions that this person can ask. It will ask you questions and then give me a feedback how I performed or on where I can improve. For each student, they can work. Now every time, this is why you have to understand why generative AI copy assignments all like अरे ठीक है यार, let them do something they will do. But at the same time, if you put that these are also good things that you can learn, adaptive feedbacks will come. Every student will have their own learning opportunity. So, okay, some copy paste and the gentle sir who started also that they are doing vibe coding. Something, every technology can be abused to some extent. That's fine. But then there's also a good use of it. So, yeah, so open queue. For a second, I can allow the turn on microphone. While you read the description, yes, ma'am, I've unmuted you, so you can ask whatsoever you have. Unmuted everyone, so in case you have, but I'm also pulling the those who have understood. This is a contextual statement example, so I do not need to jumble the slide. You can read the contextual statement example in your context, and I want you to actually practice it a couple of times. Means you can even use in your context. Suppose I am a faculty, means you write that I am an HR faculty. I will give you 5 minutes for this assignment. I will not run this. I want you to run this. That you write that. Suppose I help you what I want, what I'm visioning about, what I want you to write. The thing that I as a person face challenge is that because my class, this class is also having 125 students. My will online class or some other offline class, the class strength is very high. 80 to 100 students are there, and whenever it happens, some evaluation is done. Students come and with all the kind of excuses and this and that. Some people, students are very emotional. Some students are very arrogant. So for a young faculty, somebody director or somebody else is listening. So rather than having a policy document, you can use generative AI rather than a policy document that you should not talk harsh to the student or do this and do that. I will just mimic it. That say, so I want you to assume the role of a student who has who has just failed in an examination by, let us say, 3 marks. I will behave as the faculty who is not ready to increase the marks at any cost. The task is for you. is to convince me to increase your marks. And because I want this introduction to end, uh, after 5 interactions, stop and give me feedback on how I responded. It may give something. It should not give me 5 things, right? Don't do that. Okay, right. Yeah. So approaches. Now it is trying to make a scene to it. It is giving a scene to you, and it is saying that I will assume so and so forth. Now, say a student is nervous. You have to start visualizing that a nervous student is coming to you. Professor, I wanted to speak with you about my examination results. I just found out that I failed my 3 marks. I was wondering if you might reconsider my paper, so and so forth. Now, I am at any cost. I will say very harsh. I will just, if you just quickly read, could you possibly review my answers? I will say, go away. The paper is checked. No scope. I don't give anything. Very harsh teacher. Go away. I don't give any scope. Looking concerned but maintaining composure, so away. Professor, I understand you are ready. Already checked the paper thoroughly. So see, it is adapting. I said that no scope, it is adapting. I'm not questioning your evaluation, but I'm only 3 marks away from passing. This course is crucial for my degree. So and blah 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 blah. Would you give me willing to just give me 3 answers? So I'm saying, so you want me to show mercy and be unethical? So now you see whatsoever I'm asking, it is adapting. So I will use. I want you to learn this. Take assume anything in your life, or you want to use just the same example. It will be very interesting after 5 questions, right? So I will, Professor, I'm answering those questions. Genuinely don't deserve any. If my answer genuinely don't deserve after a second review, I will absolutely accept that. But sometimes I will say, I have never increased a single mark in any paper. What I check is final. For this last question, I just want you to see the feedback. I respect your commitment. In my case, I noticed that for question 4, my answer matches almost exactly. It is trying to give me some situation, right? In my case, that almost exactly the solution discussed in the class last week. I brought my notes from that lecture to show you that parallel reasoning. This isn't loud increasing marks arbitrarily. I about correctly applying the grading criteria you yourself established. Additionally, this course is prerequisite for my major sequence, and failing means it is trying to convince me, it's trying to give me convince me hard. I will just say no. Question 4 was not linked to the last week lecture. You got it totally wrong. Now it should tell me I should be more compassionate, this and that, because this is done. Right? I asked 5 questions, right? So I will say stop and give me the feedback. So if the loop continues, you can always write stop and give me the feedback. So now you see it has given me improve areas improvement where as an instructor can improve to give a better feedback, this and that. So we can follow. And this saves lots and lots of your training costs. People will get this and that. So that is totally those business are totally out of date now, provided that you are able to write a right prompt. That is why my agenda is. So if you are getting disappointed that I'm not teaching anything else, so sorry for that, but this will continue for the next 3 days also. Now take 2-3 minutes. Once you are done, just let me know. I've explained it to my best of my understanding. You can read whatever. Just let me know when you're comfortable. I will move ahead. Oh, okay. You can read it. So I'm moving to the reflection pattern, right? So the reflection pattern. So okay, some questions. Some questions were coming up. I didn't read them. Just let me answer those questions while you are practicing. I feel all assignments must have a review to validate learning. I feel all assignments must have a review to validate learning. Yeah. So reflection. What is your view? So sir, mics are on. So I didn't get the question correctly. All assignment must have a review. What does it mean? Mics are on. I guess I didn't. Yeah, mics are on. Bhushan ji, you wrote that I feel all assignments. In case you come on mic quickly and tell me what you mean. I feel all assignment must have a review to validate learning. I'm getting, but in what context I need to answer? I need to get that context to frame my response.
Well, Professor, there was some discussion about some students copying from ChatGPT and submitting an assignment.
Hmm.
Now you said let them do it because whatever they are doing, still some learning is happening.
Hmm.
But as a teacher, what we feel is like suppose we have given some work as part of our learning activities. It could be some assignment based learning or maybe some short project based learning. And instead of visiting the marketplaces or really doing something on the ground,
Mm-hmm.
they prompt chat gpt. Like I'll give you a very specific aspects here. Like I was teaching design thinking to my class,
Mm-hmm.
and as part of my learning I gave them a project. Now what they did, they prompted to chat gpt, they came out with the entire 3D model of the activities with all nuances incorporated. But when I started reviewing their work and asking those questions and all, that is where I found that didn't do the work actually.
Mm-hmm.
They all got it done from this AI.
Yes.
So
Okay.
that is what my question was. Even
So
if you are giving an assignment,
you actually did the
yes,
right thing. You actually did
yeah,
the right thing. You ask them
mm,
questions so that it will make them understand that their learning is missing. And you can
mm,
use their assignment, feed it into GPT, and make GPT ask, give some questions that can ask them. That is a reflection pattern that I was going to. Reflection pattern is what about reflect. Give me reflect questions to reflect on. Suppose a question they have generated in 5 minutes. You to make them understand that you have done the wrong thing. You can get some questions using their assignment only and ask those questions to them.
that's great. Yeah, feeding the same thing and asking them to raise a question.
Mhm. And then
Yeah.
if they
So
are not able to
basically,
answer, you can say
yeah.
that
So
if you're not able, you
yeah.
allow
Sorry.
AI. And if they're
Mhm,
not able to answer, you will say, if you're not able to answer these questions, which will
mhm,
be totally based, right? You're not out of the box question.
mhm.
If you're giving the right prompt, the questions will somehow be answer lies in that product only.
Yeah.
But then you
Yeah.
ask, if you don't answer, I will deduct your some marks.
Mhm,
This is all good and fine, but there's a penalty. Allow you develop the framework, but then follow-up questions should be answered, which
Great.
you don't tell in advance. You generate it right there, maybe a day before the class only, and take it as an output in while the group presentations are on.
Good. Yeah.
Okay, so now this is done. So reflection pattern, guided self-assessment. So basically, what this reflection pattern does is, there's nothing like a simple thing is that basically what this reflection pattern does is, once the GPT is having generated us some answers, you ask GPT to reflect on the quality of this answer. You gave the answer, you reflect the quality of the answer. This is what or you gave an assignment and ask to give you some question. Basically, you can ask the GPT. I will show you over here only. Maybe some text is there, right? Okay. So just fun part. Just reflect. This is a quote option that I'm saying. You gave me this feedback. Reflect on the quality of the feedback you gave me based on any established criteria. So it is giving the strengths of my feedback, areas of improvement. It's already telling that this my feedback is poor on these things. Depth of analysis, areas improvement. I have this. It has strength, however, it lacks theoretical counting, explicit criteria, deeper analysis, blah 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 blah. So basically, reflection pattern is, I mean, either use a student to give you answer or reflect your own thing. So now you see what I do follow up. It is done, okay? So now you see. Great. Now, as you have identified the weakness in the response bracket feedback you gave me earlier, give me another feedback in which these weaknesses are not, these weaknesses are resolved. So now it has started giving me ranking this and some rating this and that. So this is how you can iteratively ask it to think, reflect, and then based on the reflection improve, so on and so forth. So you created challenging blah 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 blah. It is उसी का पेपर उसी से चेक करा दो. You check your own paper. So it is like, na, you ask it to frame the question, solve it, evaluate it, resolve it. It's a iterative cycle. So in the previous workshop I did, somebody said, what's the limit at which the prompt will stop improving? Suppose the prompt improvement, I said there is no limit. You keep on regenerating. It will keep on doing something. There's no limit to it. That is why the human control is necessary. At what point in time you want to stop? And so this was my part. And now I pull up the example, whichever. I give you 2 minutes. Just think about it and let me know if you have doubts. Generate reflection prompts learning about any learning experiences. So square bracket is you have to put something over there if you want in education context. The flipped interaction is done, right, ma'am? Flipped interaction is, if you're getting confused with the flipped interaction was you just tell the goal and then allow it is to ask you questions. So it's depend upon slowly and slowly this learning will come. How one as the pattern goes, confusion will start arising. So that's why you have to be very have your coffees. These things are very easy to understand, but yeah, energy has to be there because of this virtual environment and time limitations. Everybody is working somewhere or the other place. So we have this evening classes, but you have to preserve your energy throughout the day. Another use case, sure. So okay, so let me pull this of where it is. This easy these easy examples we were having. Hmm, just let the sheet open. Okay, ma'am, just one more thing. Miss, are you not using this sample document because the second use case was always already there in the. Do you want one more or because the second use case was already there in the sample document? Why it's not coming? That we are having. After this, all the three in your thing. One more you want? Okay, no issues. Let us see what we have. I was using a previous some simple. Okay, this one. If you remember this simple definition, I will not go to the verbose text. You remember this context manager thing. people will remember, right? I told them that I'm teaching healthcare professionals, give me a marketing definition that you can in a manner. I'm just copying it, executing it. It's a new chat. So I will just again write this definition that you have given. Reflect. I can also write very clearly, reflect on the strength and weaknesses of the response you have just given to me. So the definition it has generated, it will give me a response. Strengths are these. Word count is there, assumptions are there, technical marketing terms are there, so on and so forth. So I will say, I want you to reduce the weaknesses as much as possible and regenerate the risk. Okay, I need to quote it. So this is the way it will keep on doing it. Means there always it will tell you some weaknesses and all. It will keep on doing it. At no point means because you're saying and it wants to please you. So somehow some weaknesses it will keep on writing. So Sharia, will this pattern include reflection reviews for documents uploaded? Uh, Reviews means that is you can straight away write. You do not reflection review. You can write just give me a review, a critical review. Straight away it will give you. This is reflect on the answer you have generated. So first you get a review and then ask us to evaluate this, reflect on the answer it has generated. So if it is just you want to straight away a review, you can just try to summarize this article or the review this article from this viewpoint or do something like that. It's a reflection pattern. Reflect on the answer that you have generated. So similarly in the student context, the example it was that generate reflection prompt so that students can reflect. That is what Bharatji's was that reflection prompts. You feed in the answer that based on this report, give me reflection prompts that I can check, reflect on why you thought so, why you did. You check your assumptions, this and that. So this was one of the examples, or I should pull the complete sheet. This is the reflection pattern in your context.
Sure, I have a question here. If the
Mhm.
reflection is been done like with strength and weaknesses, can it give a evaluation as grading system?
That you have to just tell me the uh, not strength and weakness. Tell me the quality of this output in on a grade of 1 to 5. If I uh, I was hoping there was a follow-up question come that what is a 4, maybe a 2 for you. Then my answer would have been that you have to use few short example over here. You have to merge it over here. But that is like mixing. I know this is so the third lecture. It will take 4 or 5 times, 4 or 5 days for you to accustom. Maybe some say this was just a 2, and this what GPT is asking me a 4. This is where my response would have been that this is why the human intervention is necessary. So every faculty is different. They may think I may give it a 5 out of 5. They may think this is a 3 out of 3. So then you will say, give them some few shots that this example, this is a 3, this is a 2, this is a 1, so on and so forth. So yeah, so let me show you like grading response, right? Something I can show you. I cannot show you many things, but something I can show you. This I need 2024-25. I need this folder. I need here. Oh, the sample paper that you saw, right? The sample case that you had. So that sample case was actually a midterm paper that I created for my healthcare students. So getting this rubric and grading design. So I generated this for each question. It was giving me that if you are writing conceptual theory, I will give you 3 marks. If you are writing something concept in relation to case, another for this a 10 marks question. So first you write me which theory, whichever question is asking. The question is asking about some cultural, social factors. So 3 marks if you tell me what these things are outside the case in general and theoretically. Then 4 marks for linking it to the case, and then something about strategic recommendations as and when question gets solved. So the rubric development and all we will cover at some point in time. So for each question for 10 marks, this is very clear-cut demarcation. So then even if you do not check, you get it checked by some student, means teaching assistant. That's teaching assistant will know how to grade the copy properly in a rubric format you give. So these rubrics and all you can generate, and then you can fine tune them based on your before generating rubrics. You can tell that I want to have theoretical component, I want to check application also, I want to check implications also, applications, implications. So you can frame it in that manner. So once you're comfortable, let me know. At least I want to complete this column, then only I will let you know. The second column should have to come completed. Yes, ma'am, continue, please. Pad, Padmaja. Ulfat is asking on chat. As it told me how to bake a cake and then quiz me back with 20 questions. I don't rate points on my answers. Okay. So yeah, you can use it anything. Means on a normal class, this reflection pattern I use it for salary negotiation exercises. That you use the upper limit that the firm is offering is 25 lakhs. You want 27, 28 lakhs. So start a negotiation exercise with students. The reflection patterns changes to sorry, the role play pattern becomes a salary negotiation exercise. You negotiate the salary with GPT, so on and so forth. Somebody else raised their hand. Is this person speaking or should I move ahead? Miss, as also others should let me know. So I'm moving ahead, right?
Sir, I have a question here. It's like suppose if I write an answer and I have two examples. Okay, like in the traditional way, I write with the person's point of view and I give an example to it, and the current example also I give. So in this, how do I make it a prompt like to have cite an example for this? This would be just a simple general context, but the example has been given in two ways. So how this analysis can be done?
Ma'am, this is a very specific question. We will solve it after 9:30. This is not not directly linked to what we are doing right now. This is a very specific question that I will help you to answer after 9:30. Just let me complete. This is the last thing, team collaboration. I think after that I can. Yes, this is the last thing, team collaboration. After that, I can at least leave others those who want to go. So team collaboration. This is the last thing because also it is already 9:15. And what does this team collaboration things done in the education context is that we give group projects. Now, what 5 6 years of work I have, and some of you may have 20 25 years of experience. Whenever you give group projects, you may recall that students come back to you, sir, ma'am, this student has not worked, and I do not want you to give them marks. While the student says, I have worked. Accountability issues arises. How to justify is this person working or not, because you don't have any records for the past 2 3 months wherever the group project was running. Accountability issue arises. So this team collaboration pattern allows you to make a proper grading or proper manual for accountability, that which person which perform well, what who will do when. So then it's like a checklist. You say that one person will collect the data, one person will analyze the data, one person will write the report, one person will get it binded, and then person roles get allotted. Or you give a blank template that person one's role is this, then they fill the name over there. Person two, with whatever roles you give, that this block I expect that one student should do in a group project. They write their name, and then when the task gets done, along with the report, they submit that rejoinder or whatsoever appendix sheet you see, where you can match, have they ticked or not. You can give this sheet anonymously, and then you can see that the task performed or not. So what this team collaboration thing does is it does helps you design a framework for a team project in a student context or a metric system of organizations. Like in your not student, also in your normal admin job also, you may get some duties to perform, like a conference to host. Now then you can use this pattern that design a collaborative framework for, let us say there are three conveners or of the conference, or a 3 member team to organize the conference, and then you can use that document to see have each one of those people have performed, or it's as the guidebook was saying or not. So accountability can be established. So whatsoever roles you want to give, role one, role two, specify communication protocols and create accountability mechanism. So you have to be very clear what you want. In case you skip, something may not be coming. So I will use the example from as it is from here. I've written also very helpful for student projects. So I will copy this. Means the first example was marketing only. Whichever example you want to copy, it's your choice. But so design a collaborative framework for a team project. Focus on developing a new product launch strategy. So include defined roles such as somebody will be a market researcher, somebody will create a content because when a product is launched, promotion has to be maintained. Social media manager, public relations specialist, so on and so forth. Specify how these people are going to communicate, and also give accountability mechanisms, a checklist with deadlines and tracking project tasks. So I'm just copying it so that the task is saved. So new chart, I'm just going and executing it. So now it has started to give. The first thing that I asked, responsibilities. So who is a market researcher? You are supposed to do these 5 tasks. And who is the content creator? These 5 tasks. Social media, these 5 tasks, so on and so forth. Then the communication protocols come. How will you communicate? Will you use certain kind of softwares and all systems and all? This is totally because this is a single prompt running. So that's why it is giving some things that is trying to do its best. When you say my platform is Google Meet, then it will remove all this and it will write use Google Meet and all. So when the timings will happen, now you can manually change it, or you can say now I want the further these changes are listed. This fine framework is fine, but I want some changes which are mentioned below. Incorporate these changes. Don't think that this is a final thing. This is a work in progress draft. This let us say draft one. Then you can say I want certain changes. Give me. Rather than bi-weekly, I wanted to do it weekly. So it will do it. So and so forth. And last, somewhere will be performance metrics, timelines, milestones, everything. You have to tell which headers you want. So please run the example of your choice and let me know any doubt you have. And it's already 9:18, so there is no point to start the next column because we have been doing it non-stop for 80 minutes now. So this column is completed. solve it beforehand, because next is analytical patterns that we will start tomorrow. Any doubt, any concerns that we will discuss today? The same feedback form is, I will again put that same link. I will be able to track day by day because the timestamp at least gets recorded. So I will know that based on the times, suppose whatever comes after 9:30 is related to this session, and it will help me allow to keep these things in order. So I will just use the same link and I will again repost it on the chat so that feedbacks. This small feedback means one large feedback will come after the 10th day, but these small statements help me to micromanage or adapt day by day. Just 2 lines, it's your whatsoever you want to write. Then a complete feedback will come after the end of the FDP only, proper feedback. So I'm stopping to present, and now then I will be open to your my presentation task is done. So in case you have no doubt, uh, today's class is over, and in case you have doubt, please stay. We will discuss whatsoever concerns you have. Raji, I will give you on WhatsApp. I will give you a link to chat. And in case anybody is not there on the WhatsApp, please join the WhatsApp group and see the mail. You will have the WhatsApp group link. It helps us to do some easy communication rather than spamming everybody's mail. Because out of 125 people, some people have not joined. I know. I don't know the name. I do not want to dive deep, filter the list, but I know that list is not having the complete people who have registered. So those who are done, please, you can carry on forward today. Have a nice day. And in case you have a doubt, anybody, and we will start discussing. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
So,
Yes,
what I could understand that from the today's session, that we can first ask GPT to create a case for us, and then we can for 4 people, or we can say that for a team of 4 people or for a team of 5 people, 5 students, and then we can ask for the generating of this props where they can be working on it.
that's the last thing. Team collaboration. Yes.
Yeah, team collaboration. So by getting this analytical part, reflection pattern, and all role play pattern. First, we'll be going for role play, and then we'll be asking for this last part.
No, these are task specific patterns. Whichever task you want to do, it's not linked that you have to do everything in a sequential manner. If you want to
Yeah,
train
yeah.
your students, if you want to train yourself also, suppose you are going to take some administrative job, means I suppose, means I'm not sure, means I'm just assuming somehow hypothesizing, suppose you want to apply as a dean academic some place that you are targeting. So then you can say that I'm applying, I want to be act as a vice chancellor of a any XYZ university, and ask me questions that you will ask while recruiting a dean admin for to a dean administrative job. Then you will have your interaction, you will start role playing in that role.
Oh, great, great. Thank you. Thanks, sir.
It's just like uh, only thing that stops you from using GPT effectively is your creativity. It's how wildly you can think outside the box. Thinking outside the box will do lots of things. And magical means you have to think that can I frame things that based on these patterns, what I want to do, and then it will help you.
Sir, I have a question. Like when there is a role plays happening, and you said be from prompt starting with I'm the CEO of the company, and I have other members who can be highlighted with their own job roles that they have to speak in the script. So how the character role will be put across to different stages where they
Fine.
have the script to be framed.
Okay, fine. So one thing I recollected I missed at that point in time when I was telling role play, that was you can also generate the scripts and to reflect like in your class exercises. Suppose you want to doesn't want to have a role play using a GPT, what you can do is generate a hypothetical script in which you have a conflict negotiation. Suppose an exercise has to be done, and in which you arbitrarily say that one party is behaving certain way and some other party is behaving some other way, and then give me some 300, 500 words of text, and then you can take that text as a print out and for the class to reflect which person was doing right, which person was doing wrong. You can have multiple stakeholders in one way, that it's not only role play A and B, you can have as many parties as you want. And if you want to use in GPT, so what you can do is you can say make it like on a system that first I will type, then this person will type. So then sequentially you have to tell that a cycle will be reiterated for each time till you have some person to get you develop a custom GPT for you in which multiple people can log in from their system. In the free version, that will be the limitation. Yes,
So what about the
question.
same pattern is with the debate also? Is that or it is something different that we have to look?
Same. You have to just write a debate role play. I mean, like, you just write that I want to simulate as a debate in which I want to debate on this topic with you. Debate it to me. You have to tell the topic on which you want to debate. Yes, Arjun.
Am I audible?
Yeah.
Yeah. So my question is about reflection pattern. Like I just wanted to confirm if my understanding is correct. So let's say, for example, I am conducting some kind of simulation exercise in the class, and so I want that I want to generate some reflective questions for this particular exercise. So is that how I will use this in the
You can use
context?
it. Give me some questions to reflect for the class students to answer on the task they have done.
All right. So and whatever.
Also, you can ask the thing I was demonstrating is asking GPT to reflect on its own responses.
Sorry, I could not get the next part.
I was asking GPT to reflect on its own responses. The way I was demonstrating it, it was asking GPT to reflect on its own response. Similarly, you can say that even for this, you can fine tune that. Give me the reflection questions on objectives I want to attain. Then it will generate those questions based on the objectives. If you want to test theoretical or some conceptual understanding versus application understanding, it will give you reflection prompts uh, in the objective you want to achieve.
Okay, so basically one usage is that I use this for generating reflective questions for any kind of exercises that has happened, like simulation exercises or guest lectures or anything. So I will give the context to the chat GPT and it will give me reflective questions, right? And the second one that you were saying, about chat GPT reflecting upon its own uh, answers, that part I could not understand what it means.
I demonstrated it, right? Tell me the strength and weaknesses of the answer you just generated.
All right. So, okay. So that also comes under the reflection pattern because I kind of lost you for some
See,
time.
reflection is like telling the reasoning assumptions. You can say that reflect on the reasoning and assumptions while failing. I told strength and weaknesses. You can say, tell me the assumptions based on which your answer was developed. What did you assume? The
Hmm.
strength and weakness is one thing because you can see now if you give a very loose question, a very loose thing, and then you say a response will come. You can also ask him to tell me the assumptions, reasons and assumptions why this response was generated. What are your assumptions? It's basically reflecting on the answer that is generated in the using the lens in which you want.
Okay.
So I wanted strength and weaknesses, so I wrote strength and weakness. If I wanted to know assumptions, what did you assume
Hmm.
while generating this response? Because if you write a very small prompt in which let us say the participants were not there, they tell me the definition of marketing.
Hmm.
In I didn't tell the healthcare context. Then I will ask, what did you assume while giving me this example or within? It will tell I assumed something
Okay.
rationale behind your action, basically.
Understood. Understood. Sure. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so good night, everyone. I think there's no more questions. So we will meet tomorrow again, but at the normal time of 7 p.m. Okay. So thank you for your time. Have a great day. Stopping the recording. Thank you. Thank you.